It's the last day of 2020, and I don't know about you, but I'm really happy that this year is almost done. As the bell rings in the new year, I'm gonna be pouring one out for Kobe, Chadwick Boseman, Sean Connery, Bill Withers, Pop Smoke, Naya Rivera, Earl Cameron, Diego Maradona, and the Canadian King Alex Trebek. This was a rough year, and we lost a lot of good ones. But that being said, let's look ahead to 2021 because all we can do is live our own lives, and in the end, financial freedom is what allows us to do more of what we love before we're gone. So let's get the ball rolling in the new year by automating our cash systems. And I'm gonna show you how. You're watching Sekkider, and this is how to automate your cash flows for 2021. Before moving on, I'd love it if you could do me a huge favor and hit the like and subscribe buttons and maybe even the notifications button to stay up to date on any new content that we put out in the new year. This is also a reminder that all of these videos exist for general educational purposes only and are not intended to replace the advice of paid financial or legal professionals. For a full disclaimer, check out our YouTube page. Now let's do this. If you're still here after the intro, I just want to clarify that you heard correctly. We're going to go back to basics for this one since the new year is a good time for a new start. We're going to approach this as if you're starting at basics and don't have any automated savings. But if that's not you, stick around anyways because as usual, we're going to be all over the place and we might touch on something really useful. Now, saving money is like getting in shape. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do and they know how to do it, but for one reason or another, not everybody does. To get fit, you just need to balance your calories, increase your exercise, quit smoking, and sleep regularly. To save money, you just need to cut back on your expenses, increase your emergency savings, stop eating at restaurants or buying takeout, and contribute to your mutual or index funds regularly. It sounds easy, but I think most people can see that most people are not regular with most or even any of those things at all. I'd like to offer a suggestion as to why. It's hard, bro. Cutting calories is tough, because most people don't even know how to count the calories they're eating, and even if they do, there's a good chance that building a meal plan around a calorie count is too demanding to do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Similarly, not knowing where your money is going can be a big problem when you're trying to start saving or budgeting, and the amount of energy required to figure it all out can be a source of anxiety for those who've never done it before. Now, while we're still ways away from automating our diets, there are robots on robots that already exist to help us deal with our money. That's what we're going to use to make our lives easier now and for the future. So to help this John flow a bit better, we're going to break it down into 4 steps, and those being number 1, debt payments, 2, fixed payments, 3, savings, and 4, investments. Finally, we're going to do 5, which is budget, but that's not really a thing because I don't need to explain to you what a budget is or how to do it. Alright, now, we're going to go in order because this is the order that you're going to want to prioritize your outflows. Let's start at the top. For the first 2 steps, we're taking money out of your account before you start thinking of saving because on the real, this is all money that's already gone before you see it anyways. And that's why we're starting with debt. This is important and I want you to listen close. If you've got debt, and I mean debt, like the type of debt that you don't even want to talk about, that's your top priority for 2021. Investing, savings, whatever, none of that is important if your interest payments outpace or cut into your returns. Long-term debt is your enemy. Think of it this way. Imagine you're trying to get fit. You make the perfect meal plan, you build your workouts around your schedule, but no matter how perfect your plan is, you're still forced to eat a Big Mac meal before you go to sleep. Even if you take your calorie intake down by 500 and burn an extra 1,000 in the gym, most of the work you've done will be outdone right before you go to bed. And it's the same thing with debt. Now let me play with some numbers to help you understand how to prioritize your debt payments. If we consider the returns of savings and investments in a general sense, let's be conservative and say that you should expect a return of about 5 to 7% every year. If you have big debt and you're paying interest of at least 6%, then you're effectively canceling out any growth that you're running in place. If you're paying more than that just to service your debt, there's a good chance you're losing money and letting your credit score suffer at the same time. So stop bailing water out of a sinking boat and plug that shit up before something serious happens and you drown. If you're below 5% interest, make your payments on time and do your best to refinance if you have the ability to. In general, monthly payments to service your debt should just straight up be taken out of your consideration the second you get paid. And that carries on to the next category as well. Fixed payments. If you don't know what I mean by fixed payments, I mean yearly things like a car tax or car insurance payments, monthly joints like rent, maintenance, and phone bills. We could even be talking about mandatory medications. Basically, we're just talking about payments that you know you're going to have to make. Anyways, Like we said about debt, fixed payments are fixed, so it's best not to think about it as something that you still have to pay for and start thinking of it as something that's already been taken out of your check. And you do that by literally taking it out of your check the second you get paid. Now with rent and maintenance, send that money the second you get paid. Like as soon as that joint is in your account, just pay it off right away. Don't think about it as money at any point, because if you don't pay, then you'll end up paying more in the long run. On top of that, set your automatic credit payments to the day after you get paid as well. It's the same idea. It's not your money anymore, so get it out of the way immediately. Now a real quick tip to save you a few shekels is to get a credit card that provides discounts on monthly phone bill payments like the KB Easy On card and get your payments routed through it. If you have that card, it'll save you 5% on the bill, which you have to pay for anyways. So for example, my bill is usually around $85 a month, and I end up paying $80 per month with the discount. That's $60 saved on a bill for doing nothing other than routing it through my card. Regarding your yearly card tax, you can also set that up to be paid through Naver, and although you don't save anything up front, you still get points through your Naver wallet, which again may not be much, but it's better than nothing. Ultimately, the best way to cut down your car insurance is to not get into any accidents, and I know shopping around for new rates every few years can save you a lot of money on insurance back home, since auto companies make a lot of their money on old customers who don't think about adjusting their rates. But I don't know if that tracks here, and it might be worth looking into if you are interested. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the good. We're talking about the money, and we're starting with savings. Alright, general wisdom is to stack an emergency savings account until you have enough money that you could lose your job and still survive for 3 months. Realistically, after COVID, it seems like it would be a better plan to bump it up to 6 months or a year just to be extra safe. Either way, the goal remains the same. Pay yourself first. So here's what we're gonna do. First, if you don't yet have a house and you expect you'll be looking to buy real estate in the near to mid future, open up a 주택 청약 종합저축, which I'll write down here so that you can remember, and auto deposit 5만 원 per month the day after you get paid. This account provides tax benefits, and it has implications regarding your mortgage loan eligibility based on how long you've had it and how much you have in there. I'm only suggesting 50 up front because the interest rate follows the government interest rate, which is low right now, and returns at the moment are booty. If they ever go back up, you can start depositing in larger amounts, but at the moment is near zero and not really worth it to use as a wealth preservation vehicle. And that's why we're going to add to your automated savings by opening up a 1-year-long 적금 account that auto deposits 10만 원 per month, and you guessed it, it'll be on the day after you get paid. As mentioned in the video about savings accounts, which is in the top right corner right now, there are usually limits on the amount of money you can deposit into these accounts. The higher the interest, the lower the amount per month. So if you want an account with a higher rate, you're probably going to want to open up more than one and split them up a bit. I don't know, it's up to you, it's your money. But all I'm saying is you want to have a 적금 account on top of that 주택 account, because, I mean, you want to be saving a little more than 5만 원, you want a little bit more of a return than zero. Alright, now keep in mind that these numbers are all as close to the bare minimum that you could possibly be saving on a monthly basis, and the goal for many who want to retire around 60 is usually to save around 15 to 25% of their monthly income. That being said, there are heavy savers who go up to around 50 and others still who aim for 80 and retire before they hit 40 years old. Your goals are your goals, but we're automating for the bare minimum because you can always add more, and it's easier to pay yourself first when you don't even have to actually do anything beyond the initial sign up. That said, we're now 15만 원 in automated savings per month. That's like 10 months in Netflix if you decide to quit your job and become a couch 감자. Sorry about that, let's get to the last part, investments. Now, if you're getting into stock picking, I'm not going to recommend any automated anything because none of that shit should be automated for you. The only reason to get into stock picking is because you have a plan and you think that you can beat the market. But generally, most people in the world, including fund managers, can't beat the market. Now maybe the robo-advisors in Korea will get a lot better as the future restrictions and regulations are lifted, but I'm gonna go ahead and not go that route because we are currently where we are right now. What you can automate, however, are your mutual or index funds. So here's what you're gonna do. If you want to get into the KOSPI, open up a KOSPI index fund through your bank app. To find out how to do that, click on the link in the top right hand corner and then scroll down to like this video, and holy shit, I would love it if you could like this video. Low-key, I see some of you sitting there and not liking this video. 2 seconds, I promise, it's not that much. Anyways, set up your index fund, set it to auto deposit 150 on, of course, the day after you get paid. Other options rather than a basic index is a target date fund, which is a fund that expires on a specific year and refinances from riskier to safer assets as the due date nears. So if you plan to retire in 2050, buy into a TDF 2050, and for the next 30 years that thing will do its thing and you don't ever have to look at it. Just let your money do its thing. Now if you're good at basic math, that puts you at 300,000 won per month, split 50-50 between savings and investments. Don't like the ratio? Go 200 on savings, 100 on investments. There, a 2-to-1 ratio. Either way, it's 300 auto-saved for your convenience. Now, let's recap. Debt, pay it. Fixed income, pay all of your bills the day you get paid. For extra monies, put your phone on your credit card and pay your credit card both actively and set it to auto-pay on the day after you get paid in case you forget. Savings, open up a jutek and a regular takkum. Set an auto deposit for the day after you get paid. Investing, open up an index or a TDF and set that to auto deposit for the day after you get paid. See what's happening here? Everything gets done on the same day of the month every month. You don't even have to do anything for the half of it. So for all you salaried folk out there who count your money as soon as it comes in, switch it up and stop looking for it that day unless you're trying to pay bills early or making sure you're paid in full. Then, let the robots do their work and start your budget after your money's been distributed right. Bong bong, you got the robots to work making your money make you money. But a final important thing that robots really can't do for us, we gotta switch up our psychologies a little bit. See, all of this is good and well, but no amount of automation can help you if you're taking on bad debt and living beyond your means. That's not to say don't enjoy your life. Your boy just copped a pair of that Converse Ambush collab even though I already have 3 pairs of boots and pretty much only wear Crocs on the day-to-day, so I know about frivolous spending. But I also know how my money systems have been working to put me in the right place to spend on myself every now and again. Either way, if you're trying to be serious about your money, then come to the table correct in 2021 and use automation to keep yourself honest because, let's face it, the person we lie to about money the most is ourselves. Recognize that your brain was built to deal with bears and not money. So let the robots do their thing and focus on the most important things in your life, whatever they may be. Alright fam, I know I went fast because if I didn't, this would be a really long one and it's the last one for the year, so thank you to anyone who's come along with me on this journey and I hope to see you with bright and only bright things in the new year. Love you all, take care of yourselves and your families, and we'll see you in 2021. If you could, please show a little love to our friends over at Gang Magazine and This Korean Life. Be easy, family.